Hello and welcome to Random Scratch Games YouTube channel. So, what you're going to need to follow along with any tutorial I ever make on this channel is Scratch, and that will be about it. You might need a microphone if you want to record your own sounds, but anyway, head on over to the link in the description and you'll be brought up with our website. You will then be able to click on the resources, and when this loads, you'll be able to click download Scratch. Latest version. Scratch website will come up with the Scratch installer for Windows and the Scratch installer 1.4. If you have Mac, you will go on ahead and click on this, and if you have Ubuntu, you will click on this or this. I don't know if I have Ubuntu, and I just started to download for Ubuntu. Oh well, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, whenever you have this done, either if you have Chrome, it'll be down here, or it'll be in your download manager in Firefox, and I don't know about Safari, but if you head on over to the downloads folder and you press S, you will see pretty much the Scratch installer 1.4. So go ahead and run that, and when you're done you'll see a little icon like this cat on your desktop. So when you see that, just double click it and you will be presented with this little window. Now, make that full screen so you can see what you're doing when you're programming, and if you want, you can make this really small so you can see more code, or you can make it really big so you can present your brilliant game. Anyway, so I'll just take you step by step through each of the buttons here up at the top. This is the language button, so as you can guess, you can change it to whatever you want. I'll change mine to Spanish because, well, actually no, I'll change it back to English because I'm talking in English. Alright, right. This is the save button, so basically you press it and it will come up and you can type in your name by random man 1.exe and then about it, whatever. Anyway, this is the upload button, or the share project. If you click that, you will log into your Scratch website, set your tags, project notes, the project name, and yes, the file button is pretty much the same as the file button in Microsoft Word. New will create a new project, and this dialog will pop up if you click it to save the current project. Open, just open another one. Save the current one. Save as, save the current one again, or under a different name. Import project, that's just basically import project, and then you can find a random project. It's pretty much open in a nutshell. File, project notes, you can just make notes all day long, and quit, that'll just close Scratch. Edit, just all that'll undo button pretty much. Anyway, I'll take you through these little chunks here because this is the programming section, as they call it, something like this, smaller. There's a motion tab, and that deals with anything to do with movement, like moving, for example, and turning and pointing in random directions and pointing towards things, which you can control from in here, and it'll change, and then when you drag it out they will all be the same, unless of course if you reset the game. Go to, this means just go anywhere around this whole screen stage place here, and change X by, just, you know, get the variable X and change it by however many, so go up, no go across. If you change it by minus, he'll go back, obviously. Now, looks, that's basically just changing the graphics of the character, and or here's our associates. Next costume is basically just changing to the next way he can be. A costume is basically a state in which something is animated to. So you'll see the little cat is animated having his legs extended and then bent, so that's really good for making simple walking animations. The sound button is basically just, you know, talking. Play drum, that'll just play a certain sound for the amount of beats, so you'll need music from school, which I don't like very much, but I will. And then tempo to beats per minute and stuff. A pen will just turn your little cat into a pen, if you set pen down and then change the color to blue, it will, and then you make a move, it'll just draw a massive blue line across the screen. Control, this is when flag clicked. This is pretty much essential for quite a lot of things. The when space key can actually just be changed to any key on the keyboard, and that will just do the same as the when flag click button, but instead of continuing it forever and ever and ever until you press stop, it'll just do it every time the space key gets pressed. For example, move 100 steps. Every time I press space, it'll scratch moves 100 steps and set the edge of the screen there. So let me bring it back. Back into control. And sensing is basically if it'll check if something is touching another thing, and then it'll report back, yes, Scratch is touching this, what do you want to do? Touching color is basically the same as this, but that color. And then if the color yellow or the color orange for his hair is touching maybe a platform or something, then do this. Ask is basically a question. Answer will be the answer to that question. Mouse X is where your mouse is in this space along the X axis. Mouse Y is where your mouse is in this space along the Y axis, that's up and down. And when the key space pressed, that's basically just the same as that whole thing again, with the space making a move, but this will be inside an operator. Now, an operator is something that tells the program to calculate or do something. So for example, if we go to control and get an if loop, an operator, and then say key space pressed equals true, then move. You know, simple things. And variables are just things that can change and then you'll report it back, or it can just be as simple as making a score counter. So make a variable, say if you say score and check for all sprites, hit OK, little variable will come up here, score. You can also hide this by clicking on this little checkbox. So basically just do it when space key pressed, it'll be here, just change score by 1, and every time you press it, it will change the score by 1. So this is just a little basic look at Scratch. Oh, one more thing. These buttons here are the can rotate and whether it can or can't rotate. Basically this means if this guy hits the edge and bounces back, whenever he's bouncing back, will he just turn to the other side and be upside down, or will he just turn? So if you want that to happen, I'll just show you real quick. Basically this is what's going to happen if you have this. If you have this one checked, this is what happens here. So if on edge bounce, he's gonna go turn upside down and go back again. To counter this, you can click this block, so we can only face left and right, and now it'll just make him go forward and backwards in a straight line. And this one can't rotate, so you'll just face one direction the whole time. So that is pretty much how Scratch works in a nutshell. Oh, sorry, one more button. I know. Draggable on website. If you lock this, if it's like the padlock is locked, then that means people cannot do this with the little guys on the website, the Scratch website. But if it's unlocked, then they can. So yes, that is pretty much all that you need to know about Scratch so far. And yes, I will see you in the next episode.